Hey YouTube, it's me again, just giving a little update, the whole cancer thing. So if you didn't see, I got diagnosed April last year, late March, with breast cancer, which came as a shock. I don't have any family history. I don't smoke. I don't drink. It was very unexpected, and it still is quite crazy. Um, but I wanted to make a little video because I'm actually done with treatment, which came a little bit as a shock. So I'll explain a little bit what happened. So I have triple negative breast cancer, which is the worst one, right? And I do this thing called immunotherapy. It's called Prembo, this specific one. Prembo, something, something. It's a long medical word. So I was doing that for a year. But I was also on some chemo pills. So the reason I was on chemo pills is because I have two different subtypes of triple negative. Again, cancer is complicated, but one of the subtypes wasn't dead when they had surgery, but this subtype that wasn't dead doesn't respond to chemo. But there was a study in South Korea where these chemo pills showed to work with this type of triple negative. So they put me on those. It's not like a new chemotherapy. They use it for like bowel cancer and stomach cancer, stuff like that. It is used for different types, just not for this one yet. So I was on those. So I was expecting to be done with that in like August, July, a few more months. But I started those pills in January, and it was 2 weeks on and 1 week off. It was really annoying. I had to take it in the morning, but I had to eat before I took it, and I had to take it 12 hours after that first one. So I had a little notepad. I'll do like 10 a.m. and then 10 p.m. and I had to eat like a decent amount of food before it, an hour before. It was very annoying. So I did 3 rounds of that. So my first round, so like 3 weeks of it, honestly, I was fine. Like it didn't really feel like a big deal. Like some days, a little bit of nausea, a little bit fatigue. I was like, okay, this could be a breeze. Well, the second round, and I had really bad. It was like, I think my body understood what it was. So as soon as I would swallow it, my body was like, nah, get this out. So I had really bad nausea the next time. And I think like 2 days after I finished, it was quite a while ago, it's like in February, my 2 days after I finished the course of 2 weeks, I puked a lot, like just after having dinner, and I actually puked up some blood. But I puked up like, it's a bit TMI, sorry, but I puked up blood, and then I puked up again after that, and there was no blood. Anyway, I called the hospital because, like, if you Google puking blood, it ain't good, right? Called the hospital, the chemo cancer department. The nurses just kind of like, yeah, that's fine. It's like, okay. They just were like, oh yeah, no problem. So that was that. With my second time, I was like, okay. So then I had my third course. Oh, it was just so bad. It's like every day. I would have, like, every time I would swap, this was 2 times a day. So I'd have them and then, like, puke. Just, like, extreme nausea. And if I did puke, it was really intense. It was horrible. Well, what was it? Yeah, my last pill. So at about 10 o'clock, I think I took it like 11 o'clock at night. About 10 o'clock, I had dinner. Meant to eat an hour before. And I puked so much. You're talking like 8, 9 of that. And I remember, it was like the 7th, 8th, and 9th, it was just blood. It was no food anymore, no crap. It was just blood. And I was like, oh god, this is not good. So I called the hospital again. I got through to a doctor. I called the same department I did last time, and they were like, okay, we're going to check with a doctor. I had this doctor ring me. She was like, so why are you calling? I was like, because I puked up blood. She's like, yeah, but why are you calling? It's like, because if we Google this isn't very good. It doesn't look very good. Plus, I don't know if I should take my last pill, because, again, this was my last chemo pill I was meant to take at this time. She's like, okay, well, I'm going to talk to another doctor. I'll talk to the oncologist. She was a bit rude, to be honest. So she went off the phone with me to talk to another doctor. I think like 10 minutes later, I got another call from her. Yeah, we've called an ambulance. So it went from, why are you calling, to we've called an ambulance. So that was something. So yeah, they called an ambulance for me because she spoke to I don't know, I remember all this stuff. It was like an anesthesiologist, like a surgeon, I think. Someone that works in surgery, and she spoke to another oncologist, and they both said, yeah, no, get her in. Like, this is not good, hello. And that was a nightmare, because this was at 11 p.m. at night, and it came so quick. I had to pack. I was like, what did I pack? Oh my god, I was not prepared for an ambulance, I'll tell you that. And this was a few months ago now. So I got into the emergency room at, I think, 1 a.m. And I was so tired, mind you. I was really, really tired. I was really hungry because I puked up on my dinner. All my dinner was gone. I was really hungry. Oh my goodness. I was in this emergency room for like 4 hours. It was really cold. I was really hungry. I was really thirsty, and I had found out the ambulance woman. I had to take some like tablets in the ambulance. And she had put my water bottle in my bag upside down. I lost all my water. It also completely flooded my Steam Deck. Oh, darn. It was... Yes. I was not happy. But yeah, they said in the end, so the doctor came like, I think 4 a.m., 5 a.m., and I was so exhausted. She said, yeah, we need to inspect what's going on in your stomach, because it's not good you're puking blood. We need to make sure what's going on in there. So I wasn't allowed to eat, because I had to do a gastropy, and they put like the tube down your throat. Yeah, so I wasn't allowed to eat, so I was starving for like a whole day. It was awful. I got put into like a ward, like my own little room, and then I had a gastropy, which it was awful. They did it for about 10 minutes. It was really uncomfortable. I won't really say it was painful, but it was extremely uncomfortable. But pretty much, I have had 2 stomach ulcers. Well, I had an abrasion, so pretty much when I puked, it I don't know, wounded my stomach. So I literally had like a wound in my stomach. And then I had 2 ulcers. So I was like, okay, so they gave me this medicine, and the doctor said, we don't want to put you back on the pills, because obviously chemo, you don't heal. That's the whole point of chemo, and they don't want to make it worse. So that was back in, I think, March, something like that. About March, a few months ago. So, they did another gastropy again, because they want to put me back on the chemo pills. They did another gastropy. It's still not healed. And they're like, that's weird, because one of the ulcers healed, and the, wound had healed, but not the 3rd ulcer. I think it's called ulcer, yeah. So, okay, this is not good. So, and this was every, 3 weeks, because I'm still getting immunotherapy at this point, right? So, every immunotherapy, the day before my immunotherapy, I would have a gastropy. Oh, it was awful. I do not recommend. Don't get problems with your stomach. It's not fun to get a gastropy. So, you probably see where I'm going with this. And again, these medicines, it's supposed to heal. The other things heal, but not this last stomach ulcer. So, they did another gastropy. I had 3 gastropies in total, and it's still not healed. And the oncologist spoke to me, and he said, well, we don't want to risk permanent damage to your stomach, because if you get so sick, or we don't want you not having the Prembo, the immunotherapy, because I know that works. That's very, very good. That works very well in my case. But the chemo pills was one study, and he said to me as well, the 3 courses that I did, that would have had some effect. You typically have between 6 and 8. You have 8 if you tolerate them, okay, and 6 is the minimum. So he took me off my chemo pills. I have to have another gastropy in the end of July. Can't wait. That's kind of where I'm at. It was very sudden. That was about a week ago. I was actually very sick last week, so I couldn't have the immunotherapy. But a few days ago on Friday, the end of May, I had my last immunotherapy, and I'm done, and I'm just kind of dropped off. It's quite I thought I would be really happy, and I am happy, because this means I can be back to making content and not going to the hospital all the time and doing this and doing that. But something I've kind of realized, I've been in survival mode for the last year and a bit, and now I'm just processing everything, and it's quite traumatic. I have a bit of PTSD probably from this, and it's just, yeah, it's been a lot. but it's mostly good news. Some people be like, "Oh, you cured? You cured? You cancer free? You're in remission." I mean, I might be considered that. You gotta think how these things work. You have like the area where it is. They do surgery and they assess it after surgery. But if I had a scan right now, nothing would be there because if anything is left, it's like molecular. Like you can't see it. You'd have to look under like a microscope. I guess I can't talk today. Um, so I don't know yet. I have my first scan in September, so fingers crossed it's good. If you're wondering probability wise, prognosis wise, my prognosis is still very good. You're talking like 90%, over 90% chance I will be all clear and I'll be cured. But the oncologist does keep telling me there's no guarantee, which, you know, I'm scared. I worry about it. But I just wanted to make this video to, you know, update you guys because a lot of you guys reach out to me and ask how I'm doing. And I like to, you know, update you what's going on in my life. But hopefully, this is the last time you'll see me talking about this. I hope I can, you know, September comes, it's all clear and I can just kind of move on my life. Obviously, I will have, like, scans for the next 5 years and it's, like, they check you for the next 5 years, I think every 6 months. And then it's like the 5 years after that, like once a year, something like that. But you know, like September is kind of okay. There's nothing come back yet. But it's yeah, that's where we're at. Quite sudden. It's been a wild start of the year. But I'm done. I'm free. Like look, I got some hair back. Like it's yeah, I'm feeling better. I can finally lose a bit of weight. You guys are lovely. Like, Lynxi, it doesn't look bad. Well, I did put on, like, I think, like, 25 kilograms. It was a lot, you know. But I'm alive, and that's the main thing. And I remind myself this. But I can finally lose some weight. I can finally get back to making some content again, like, consistently and not... Because I would come back, and then I would get sick, and then... Oh, these things would just throw me out my rhythm. But we are back now. We are back. And yeah, I just wanted to I just wanted to update you guys. But thank you so much for all the love. I appreciate you all so much. All your messages and stuff have really helped me through this. And hopefully this is the last video I'll make on this. I really hope so. And I'll see you in the next video. Hopeless illusion.